We are live. You see that? It says live. That means live or live, depending on how you see it. Hello,
That's
folks. Yeah, hey, so glad you're tuning in with us today. My name is Mike Asher-Brenner, if you don't know who I am. And I am professionally known as the Redneck Connector and humble leader of the Hounds of Business. Hey, this is gonna be fun, y'all. I'm gonna stutter a lot. I'm excited. I've been working overdrive, and the Hounds of Business and our strategic alliances and partners like Level Up Academy, Dr. CJ. We are going next level, folks. So glad you tuned in. How are you today, CJ?
I ate lunch and I'm breathing, so I'm good.
Mm, there you go. Well, folks, things happen, right? When you're on a live stream things happen. Doesn't happen much. But we do hope that Eric Ballester can make it. We do want to honor the troops and this organization, uh, Rick Herrema Foundation, amazing place. So it's on the bottom here. Support them, whether we can get him on or not. And in the meantime, CJ and I are going to talk about the upcoming evolution, what's to expect, what's going on in the business climate, all these kind of things. And we want to give you real concrete things that you can take away, use to build your business, and not just the business, the harmony and the lifestyle that can come with it, folks. This is next level. So let's run the intro. Let's come back, give a shout out to two newer amazing hounds, and let's get this party started. What does it sound like?
Awesome, let's go.
Let's do it. Oh, and by the way, kudos to CJ. I said, hey, CJ, can you come? And that was like a minute and a half ago. And like the flash, she got organized, got her stage presence on. Hey, good job.
Got my wig on and my blush and my lipstick.
It was like Taz. You remember Taz used to go blah, 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 and then spin it, and you see the tornado? That was what happened right now.
That was 30 seconds. Literally 30 seconds of putting this together. That was crazy, Mike.
No joke. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is that the same
I was
person?
talking. No, I was talking to Susanna and Danielle. I'm like, okay, Mike's calling. I don't know if it's emergency, and I picked it up. I'm like, sister, I gotta go help him. I literally look like crap. Like I didn't have anything on with my blush and lipstick and my hair. So hey, here we are.
You knew it was. If I'm calling you 2 minutes before 7 o'clock on, yeah, you already knew. So,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
but again, people have things going on. Emergencies happen. I'm gonna pull this up. We had this on the radio show, so we will make sure that they get spotlighted because this is a special organization fueled by special people in the memory of a fallen soldier. So we're gonna make sure that we recap that as well. So get ready, folks. Let's run
Awesome.
the intro.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asher-Brenner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
All right. Well, first of all, I mentioned this, and now everybody popped in. It was remember Supermom. Remember Lachelle Atkins? All right. Look
Yeah.
at how you forget her. She's amazing.
Right.
All right. What she got? 15 kids.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
When she
I'm
first
barely
told me
hanging on to my two. I was like, what? How many? I'm sorry, what? Repeat again. Yeah.
exactly, I think it was last year, or year before. She sent me a meme. I thought it was a joke. Now she keeps up with all these different types of days, right? Like,
Yeah.
biscuit day and all this kind of stuff, right? So she sent me a picture. I thought it was a joke. It's not a joke. Guess what? Guess what tomorrow is? So today is the eve of that day.
What?
So check it out. Let me share the screen. This is worth it. Yep, Pepal's using the computer. Hang on a sec. There it is. It is, well, also known as American Redneck Day. That is July 3rd. It's for real.
Dang, I wish I had my rebel with a cause hat because it's actually redneck hat in honor of Mike Asher-Brenner.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's funny. She's like, no, that's a real thing. Now, I don't know if this is newer, if it's catching on. And, some folks like, well, it used to. It really did. It used to have a negative connotation. But as words and things and people change, it just kind of became, hey, this is the folks that have this lifestyle. And, So now it's really a term of endearment. Somebody asked me a long time ago. I said, "Won't that offend people?" I said, "Anybody but rednecks would be offended." Maybe I said, "I'm
But
not."
I'm kind of wearing military, right? Kind of, except for my hair. I probably have to put it up.
See, I don't know if I should do this or not, but you are a secret redneck. That's what blew me away. All that California stuff, I saw through it. And one day, you proved to me. I won't spill the beans, but folks, let me tell you something. Don't let her fool you. She got country in the heart. This thing she does and says is amazing. Look, hey, Bill Forrester, every day is redneck. Tag comes straight. Hey, when you're in the Hounds of Business, and yeah, yes, sir. So I
Right.
tell you what, I tell you what we're going to do. We'll make sure we give Eric some time, but I'm gonna go through spotlight a couple amazing newer hounds. Make sure you guys get to know them, right? Everybody's looking for solutions, and skill's not enough, folks. We've proven this. So what is the formula? I'll make it as simple as possible. Trust plus skill equals amazing opportunities, right? That's what we have found. So I'm honored to have these folks in the Hounds. I try to do my best to spotlight amazing people. And there she is. This is Megan Robinson, Leader Experience. That's the name of her company. And doing incredible work. She equips managers with essential leadership skills, y'all. Like, she specializes in helping organizations solve people problems before they fester and grow into much bigger problems. We don't have to sell that one, right? We know. But her approach, that's what stands out to me. That's what stood out to me enough to share this with everyone else out there. There's a lot of options. All right. We're not saying they're bad, but hey, I bet on this one. I like her. I know her. I trust her. She puts people's best interests first. And she just volunteered to help me and some other folks with that skill set. So she is proven. All right. So her approach, leadership development approach, makes it accessible and affordable, regardless of your title or experience. So check out her leadership communities and coaching programs. She is very brilliant and big-hearted to match. All right. And the second thing, y'all seen this guy before. All right. This guy is cooler than a ceiling fan. That is Greg Moore. All right. Greg's like a firecracker. You see a little firecracker and you're like, oh, and then boom, right? That's Greg, y'all. So again, huge shout out to the franchise maven. He's a Wall Street Journal best-selling author. Do you know that?
I looked him up when we were talking. Yeah,
he's a chief.
He was in the Hounds.
Oh yeah, he's been in the Hounds, and now we get to know him. That's the thing, right? We didn't know this at the beginning. Build relationships, and these things come up. But he's achieved financial freedom through franchising, and now he's doing that for other people. And here's what I like about it: he's not trying to just sell a franchise. He's trying to help figure out if this is the path for you, and then if it is, what path makes the most sense. He's an educator. And that's the difference. A lot of folks, there's a lot of them, like in any industry. You get a little pushy, but this Greg, he just gives it to you.
I know, because I invited him one of these days to go and speak to my students about franchising, because some of the military guys are like retired twice. And so they have enough money for retirement that they can convert that retirement money into owning their own franchise with whatever. But not knowing is, knowing is half the battle. Not knowing is just zero knowledge. You don't know what you don't know, right? So right. I actually invited him to come one of these days for Mrs. Entrepreneurship Club.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So the guy is cool. I just like him. He's a great educator, and we're going to get him in some summits here. We got some educational presentations. So you're going to have a chance to actually learn from and connect with Greg. And y'all know our style. If you're new here, let me tell you, we don't do crummy infomercials and bait and switch, y'all. We give, like Tanya would say, Tanya Eberhardt, we give glasses of milk. We ain't get the whole cow, but you're going to get a big gallon of milk when you come to these. So saddle up, folks. Appreciate it. And all right, that's it for now, not forever. All right, so let me address one more thing, because this is huge. While I got everybody here, 50 inspirational connections is coming around. This is a very amazing opportunity and doesn't cost anything. All right, it doesn't have monetary, but it's a huge impact. All right, I was part of this. How was this year 3? Tell us a little bit, Dr. CJ, about the 50 inspirational connections and what it's all about, who's the ambassadors, why it exists, and more importantly, how can folks get involved?
Yes, so I actually gave you a link because I tried to post it on the chat, but it won't let me. So you guys can have access, an explanation of what is 50 inspirational connections. It really was born like 3 years ago. I was doing podcasting and I can only highlight one person at a time. And it would take me a whole year just to highlight 50 people or even less than that. So I thought, why don't I do like 3, 4 months of amplification so we can see what is 50 inspirational connection? What does it do? It literally has evolved, right? This is its third year, where visibility campaigns designed to spotlight heart-centered leaders or soul-hearted leaders, creatives, founders, change makers who are building community. We're big on community, creating impact, and showing up with being you in social media, because social media is very noisy, right? So Level Up Academy movement is a movement that we're doing where we honor individual businesses or individuals that are going through their voice, values, and vision, but they're so good, Mike, but no one knows who they are. And if you want to be amplified, it costs a lot of money. So part of our community service is to give these 50 people that apply and provide it. Let's say, for example, if they're business, but the goal is to inspire other to help communities, right? Like you could be an inspiration in your own as an individual, maybe to your niece or to your nephew. But now we're talking inspiration, period. The world is at war, right? We need more positivity, not negativity. So we want to highlight those inspirational moments that you may have with somebody like, oh my God, Mike is so inspirational because Mike is being himself. I've never seen somebody talk about rednecks so much that it's almost bougie, right? Like luxury redneck. That's another thing that you can say, luxury redneck. There is such a thing, by the way. CJ is gonna make it up. It's gonna be glittered up. I'm just saying. But at the same time, it's gonna be like my microphone. See, it's glittered up. This is like redneck bougie. I'll just put some brown on it and it will be good. And duct tape. Duct tape. It's gonna have duct tape in there. But literally, it's honoring you guys to be inspirational, right? What does that mean? How are you inspirational? First of all, the purpose is to connect leaders, builders, community weavers, creators, consultants, so that you can give them recognition and visibility that they deserve. Maybe they don't own a business. Maybe they just highlight you on Instagram. Maybe they highlight you on TikTok, right? It's all social media, not just LinkedIn, because we believe that visibility equals impact. The more people that knows about your powerful stories, it creates that ripple effect that April Wyatt is talking about, far beyond the screen of what you see, right? Whether it's a YouTube or LinkedIn or whatnot. So again, who is this for? For everybody. Creatives, founders, thought leaders, coaches, consultants, community advocates, professionals using platform for good who are just doing personal branding. They don't own a business, but they would love to have a job. And nowadays, getting a job seems like you have to have a portfolio of talking, right? So anyone ready to grow for visibility, that is where what we do. And this is all free, like literally. You don't have to pay anything. All you have to do is literally apply, right? And here's the more important thing is what you're looking at. Actually, this is our third year, right? But we have prices for you. So this is the first year that we have prices. So we also going to have a voting session towards the end where you all are going to vote the top 5, and the top 5 can actually have cash prizes. But everybody that's on the 50 Inspirational Connections this year will have a magazine feature. We'll have maybe even a free anthology spot for upcoming anthology. We're going to do that Wheel of Fortune so you can get your name in there. We're going to have you on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on TikTok, right? These are all worth the money, but it's free for you. You have podcast coverage. We go in 6 continents and 150 plus countries. And again, we're going to play a little game, like 0 to 100. It's not big money, but it might be big for somebody who really needs it from a different country. But all of that is in there. So just access it. And at the end of the day, CJ, why are you doing this? Why does it matter? Because my mission is to level up the world through education, and many incredible people are doing the work, but they remain unseen. Some is by choice, and some are really struggling because they don't have the money or the budget to do it. This is for those kinds of people. The project creates that stage, not necessarily a spotlight, but it's a collective movement of inspirational leaders. And this is not a like I'm better than you spotlight. It's more like what you do for the community. The top 5 is voted by the community themselves, right? Because it builds that network of trusted leaders who grows together what Mike and the Hounds of Business Community is all about. And then here are the ambassadors, guys. Beautiful people. So Sana, Dawn, Zion, Mike, obviously, and Marlene, because Marlene and all of these people here are highlighting other people within the community. And if you're going to ask, how do you become an ambassador next year? The only way you can become an ambassador is if you are already in the 50 Inspirational Connections and you literally engage with me throughout the year, not just show up because 50 Inspirational is there and you show up. I've seen those people too. It's throughout the whole year because we're creating a movement, not just an event, right? Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it.
Well, let me see, because I was trying to do
one more to apply. There you go.
There we go. All right, so let me see if I get this. First of all, is it bougie, right? Is that what you said, bougie redneck? Yeah, don't choke on it. So here's what, when I go to the country, like the real country, the deep country, because I'm like, I sit right here kind of in suburb rural land, so I'm close enough. If I need the city, I don't have to drive 3 hours, but I can enjoy the comfort of the country. That's the middle spot. So, but here, oh, what happened? What happened to that? Oh, well, that ain't cool. All right, so I want to pull this up. So it's funny because you mentioned that, and when I come in, they look at me funny because they're like, "Wait a minute, he looks like us, but he uses funny words." Because I have city, and now that I've been in the Hounds working international, but I'm not intimidated. I told y'all I had Country Cletus doing Pilates and yoga to help his kneecaps. So like, hey, whatever. But let me share this. Can people nominate themselves? Just to recap.
Yes.
And can they nominate someone else? And again, what's the basic criteria for this? And I'll kind of come in with the benefits that I saw personally when I was part of this.
So basically how it goes is you apply, okay? And I learned from the last 2 times that I did it. I won't waste your time if you are not going to be part of the 50 Inspirational. What the requirement is for you to create a video, 5-minute video. And so you will get an email from me once you applied if you are going to be part of that 50 Inspirational Connections. It ends on August 2nd. That's it. There's no extension, guys. I don't do extensions ever, not even in my class.
Okay.
You have to be dying to get an extension.
When you say active, all right, so let me ask you. So Yolanda is always on our shows and other things. So is that like active on some platform? Because it's not just LinkedIn. Folks might remember that. Now,
no, it's social media, anywhere, like LinkedIn, Instagram. And just, you got to look me up so that you can find me in there. But I'm on Facebook. I'm not on X though. I am, but I'm not. I don't really like mess with X because it's just too complicated. 150 words, 150 characters. I'm like, I don't want to count. So you're going to have to be in LinkedIn. Obviously, you're here. You could be on YouTube. You could be on, TikTok. You could be on Instagram, Facebook, right? Those are the main things that I don't do. I have Reddit, but I don't follow people on Reddit, just those. Not on Pinterest either. I am on Pinterest, but I'm not using that as a social media. But those 5 social media, if you're on there, and I don't have you have to have 20,000 followers. I don't do that because I don't even sell your information or do anything like that. It's really just highlighting you based on inspiration. We need more inspiration, guys. Okay, quite honestly, we need to be inspiring each other. And the only way to get to know each other and what we do in one time is through this 50 Inspirational Connections. And April was on it, and you were on it as well.
Yeah, and it's no coincidence. I mean, it's not just this event, but it's like like stepping stones, like a staircase.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And that was a good stepping stone for a lot of us. And now that we kind of move up, so we went up this ladder or this staircase, and we reach back and grab others and take us with us. That's why it's so much fun to be an ambassador. Spread the word. There's way more people I can shake a stick at who are doing extraordinary things and it's outside of the Hounds, right? So, this is my ability to go, hey, I see somebody grinding, working hard, but they just could use a boost. And if you think about that, and don't be shy, don't say, well, I want to be modest. I don't want to nominate myself. I've already played that game. Listen, if you're out there doing good stuff, if you have a Picasso, if you have a valuable painting, folks, in the cave with the lights off, is it valuable?
Nope.
Who knows? Because nobody can see it. You can't enjoy it. And that's you. If you're doing something special, this ain't the time to be modest. And it's not selfish, because if you get visibility, what do you represent? You represent an impact. You represent a legacy. You're trying to build something special, right? And so if you're trying to help cancer survivors, you know, you got to seek any opportunity, not just this one, all opportunities. So it's that divide. I say that because I had a lot of conversations with myself and then other people. And you just say, hey, am I doing this for selfish ego gain? Or am I doing this because I'm serious about helping people even more than I can now through my business, through my life? I'm not getting preachy. I'm just saying I get it, right? It's okay to talk like that here because that's the real reason. That's the honest reason. So this is why we're talking about it. Put that out there because we want, because we could just go get 50 people. I mean, you know, like we know 50 people like right now.
Yeah.
We just don't want anybody. We want people that, you know, that meet this role. Maybe you're an unknown. Maybe you've been watching this for a while. Maybe you've been on Level Up. Maybe you've been kind of stranger danger on the bubble of our ecosystem. And if that's the case, stop it. That's my big ace. Knock it off. Yeah, and I mean that with love because, you know, no stranger danger, man. You have something to make, and that's why we're here. Anything to add on this, or?
No, that's good. And also, I'm actually going to share a link right now while we're talking. I'm going to share a link of the badge for the ambassador, but also there's a badge for the 50 inspirational connections that you can use. You can share on all your social media, whatever you want, so long as, you know, you are part of the 50. Let me actually share that link with you.
And while you're doing that, I want to give a shout out. We got lots of military veterans, active families of, and, you know, freedom ain't free. We all heard that. That's daggone true.
Yeah.
And it's the service, but also the sacrifice of not just, you know, the active military and the veterans, but their families. And I got to see that firsthand. That's why before we shut out and here soon, after you share this link, I want to make sure that we recap this organization, but also make sure that we give a shout out to folks like Susanna Dawn, right? People who have served, and that's why we get to do this, right? This is why we enjoy the freedom. And there's you know, look, this is still the place that everybody's trying to come into. So we want to honor those people. My daughter has, she has middle school, you know, she's in middle school, right? And she's got friends and her dad's been in Japan for a year. That's very, very difficult, especially at that time of life, you know, and to navigate. This is what, 12, 13-hour time difference. So now you got to stay up at 1 a.m. to talk to dad. You know, it's like really, really difficult. And then we have to move to Japan. These kind of things that we take lightly. And so go ahead, because I want to dive into this discussion. I want to make sure that we talk about these issues, that we spotlight the men and women in the Hounds, this organization, Rick Herrema, and that we make sure that we close this out to really get people to because you can help. It's easy. And
yeah,
if I won't support this, I don't know what I can support. So anyway,
right. I just sent it on the private chat. So if you want to show it, so I can actually, I just created that 2 seconds ago. You know me and my little.
Did you really? You sure did.
I did really. Look at the next one. That's an ambassador. So if you're ambassador, guys, look for this badge. That means they are an ambassador for. This is an ambassador for good, right? They are an inspirational ambassador. Go ahead and show the next one because this is what they will get as a badge. If they get 50 inspirational, that is their badge. Wait, that's not it. Can you wait? Did I?
It's not my fault.
No, do it again because it should be having a gold background. So refresh real quick. Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's circled. Refresh again. Let me see. Oh, it's not doing it, but it's actually a circle instead of a square. You'll see it once it refresh. But this is what you get for 50 inspirational connection. You will get a badge. And basically, you will say, you know, inspired and be inspired. You should be inspired by your own ability to help the community. And so please don't feel like, you know, oh my God, I'm not inspirational enough, or I don't want to talk about myself because that's narcissistic. That's just too much going on. Don't do that, right? Because that's what we do for you. But you have to have the courage and meet us halfway to show up for your community because you matter, your message matters, your business matters. And we want to honor that. We want to honor you, right? And if you go through levelupwithdoc.com, the Google Drive or Google form is there to apply. It's free, guys. So just do it that way. Present's good. Yeah. Yep. That's my formula for success.
Yeah. See, and you just pulled out in 5 seconds. That's your style. Susanna. So Susanna said she met you in person, but maybe Susanna's part. I think you're a hologram or something, man. I do. I think that somebody's playing a joke. You're actually AI.
That's funny.
All right. So Susanna Dunn. All right. You know her best. I know her well. And cavalry officer, right? So
yep.
Thank you, Susanna. She's still here. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. We have Beverly. Oh God, John Kirkhoff. I'll tell you what. We won't drag on, but I want to make sure that we get these. These are people now. These are folks who did not plan on doing this. Didn't have tons of capital. Most people said, well, it's probably not going to work. And looky now, right? Like, not only does it work, it's a next level expansion, right? So let me pull this up. And Frago.
That's funny. April's like, I met CJ in person. Super sweet and fun. I did. I met April in person. That was so amazing. I was loving that. And she is literally calm. And I was telling her how to pose, just like I would tell Susanna how to pose. That's just who I am. I think you capture the picture to make sure that they are. Oh, you like the badge, April? Yeah, definitely. I know you applied. I don't know. I think you applied last year. Definitely do it again this year. The badge actually is circle. In Mike's, I think she got my first link, but the link actually is circle for 50 inspirational. And hopefully you guys will be able to get those badge, something you can use. And then you have to be friends with Level Up Academy page on LinkedIn to basically be considered for that badge as well. So yeah. Do you have your list?
No. Like Santa? You talking about the naughty and nice list or what?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're already Christmas in July, so yeah. And my birthday's next week, so
yeah. Is it really?
Yeah, 7-11.
Wait a minute, I thought you just had a birthday.
No, that was we had first Susanna and then Danielle, which just come like last weekend, I believe, and then mine is next weekend.
No, okay, so I need to check my water or something. Something's wrong. No, I do drink out of the hose. Maybe I should stop. I know we did something for your birthday like 3 months ago or so. No? Okay, I'm going to check the birth certificate now, y'all. I could get this. All right, we're going to go find it. But let me throw this up here. And I'm going to read this, but I'm going to talk about my experience. If you go to the Hounds of Business YouTube, you can go and check out the ESPN Mike King Biz Radio interview with Eric about Rick Herrema and the foundation. Phil I always say it wrong. Sorry, but it's more of a French name. Phil Tetru, right? He is in the Hounds. Great guy, great business guy. And he made that connection. And I was touched. It was hard to keep it together because I have a friend of mine that was affected emotionally by being in the war, right? And he was the best man at my wedding. And so this is really, really, something for me. And I love the opportunity to be able to push and promote and share this because I can, right? I don't do it for any other reason than I can. And it's an honor to be able to do that because I have family. Most of us do. We have family, friends, serve in different capacity. And go check that out because that was just all heart right there. And especially as a nonprofit leader, you wear many, many hats. You don't usually make a lot of money and you just work yourself to that. And it's from the passion. So it's amazing when a man comes out and serves in the special ops for 20 years. And Eric Ballester, this is the executive director, he served for 20 years, really, really heavy things. And then he comes out at COVID, right? So he retires in 2020, so he gets to come home to COVID. I said, man, ain't no justice in the world, right? So anyway, let me share this screen and give him a shout out, and then I will let you, because I know you know folks as well. And so let's see. What happened is, and Eric told me in this interview, and I sensed it, but hearing it, he's struggling with things, right? So his wife is holding down the fort like military families do, taking care of business. You know how life is. Got kids, craziness, chaos. It's just life. And so he would call in and say, "Hey, how's everything going?" She, "Oh, it's fine," even when it wasn't fine, right? Because the last thing she wanted to do was to put anything in his head to bother him when he's dealing with, life and death situations. And I don't say it to be dramatic. I say that because when we stop for a moment in our busyness and we just think about and we hear the stories and we hear these folks speak, think about that. Like, I'm busy and life's chaotic, but a lot of us don't have a spouse that's facing danger every single day to keep us safe. They're fighting over there, so we don't have to fight here. Seriously. And so, all of that, who supports the families who are like, "Oh, it's fine," when it ain't, right? Dad's not there, mom's not there. And that's why this was so powerful and so meaningful to me, because this is such a no-brainer. We can share posts, we can share the word, we can donate $18 or like a little text message. You can get signed up. You can do a lot of things. But let me blow this up and read it, because this is really something special. Sergeant First Class Richard J. Herrema's life was cut short during April 2006 Operation Iraqi Freedom Deployment, but his legacy has endured in the way he is remembered. Rick has a deep love for his fellow man, his family, and his country. When Rick claimed you as a friend, he was your friend for life. And for 27 years, Rick lived. He never stopped serving others. Quote, "I can see myself living 80 years and not impacting as many people," said a childhood friend. He didn't care what happened to him. He wanted to make you look good. He had an amazing way of making you feel like you were number one. When the leaders required a namesake for the vision of an outdoor recreation center where soldiers could reconnect with their families between deployment, the Rick Herrema Foundation was the only choice. Quote, "Rick was the type of guy that would have been out at Rick's place every single weekend, making sure things got done." Katie, his sister, said, "If he ever saw a need, he filled that need." And not to go and read this, guys, go to the website, rhfnow.org, rhnow. So it's rhfnow.org, right? And I think, and CJ, if you don't mind, I mean, we can volley this back and forth, because, it seems like, well, why we need another organization, and it's not another organization. They do things off post, off base, and Fort Bragg is where they're at, Fort Bragg. And then there's another place, I forgot which one it was, that they are doing this for. And everything is free. There's no obligation, no signups. They have an event now with 700 kids coming. 700 kids. I said, dude, I saw my local YMCA a few years ago dealing with it, like 150 kids, and it was hard. So now you're a nonprofit out there making it happen, but they do. And it's absolutely amazing about how they go about this, what they're all about, and the heart behind it. Because it was in 2014 that his friend said, "I'm going to do something to carry on his legacy." And, not to get preachy, but, that was why it was such a powerful interview. For me personally, because that's selfless, that somebody that you pass, but your legacy lives on. And quite honestly, that is what motivates me day in and day out. And not to put words in your mouth, but I think birds of a feather here, that's what drives you as well, and you put up with a lot behind the scenes. But, you never know who you impact. You never know who's admiring you from afar, and you never know what you could really make happen. And thousands of children and spouses and military families are getting the support, camaraderie, love that they need in order to make
April is said, "I was along for the ride with my husband for 24 years of his 26 years of Navy service." I think people forget the wives, the children, right? Like, thank you for your service, April, because, without you being there, he probably won't be able to concentrate on what he needs to do for his country, right? And that's what we are, we have the ability to make a joke out of it because of these types of people, literally, right? Freedom is not free. And so be nice that you're in your air-conditioned home, not in Iraq or Iran right now, or anywhere else in the Middle East, or anywhere else period in the world, right? So I teach veteran students. I have hundreds of students that I've taught, and they're all veterans, 95% of them. And when you're, people used to make fun, like, oh, being a teacher is so easy. I'm like, okay, come to my shoe and tell me, because it's, especially now, teachers are so hard because of AI. We're not competing with AI, but they definitely know more than I do, right? You ask AI for anything, they know everything. You're only specialized in one. But what they can take out of the teachers are empathy. When my guys right now, they can't tell me where they are, but I know they're out boarding the ship. Dr. Leland, I can't show up for class because I don't have Wi-Fi on the ship, and I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks. Can you give me an extension? Do you want me to say no to that? What? But
Right.
most teachers, and the rules, okay, if you're AI, it's A and B. It's gray area. There's no empathy in between. So if that was taught by AI, guess what? No, because that's not within the programming. But because I'm a human being, I said, of course, because I understand that you're fighting for me, my family, and my country, and my neighbors. Go for it. Extension granted. I don't even need to ask. That is the difference between humanity and AI when it comes to teaching, right? It's that emotions, that empathy that you show, that you're grateful for somebody that's giving you, not spitting on their faces. But really, that's, I know Albert Rentera, he has a huge in-person veterans for everything, like podcasts for veterans, veterans giving money, like $50 million contract 2 years ago that I went to with Sandra Gonzalez, because she's also in the Marines, right? We know so many people that are in the military. My uncle is a captain. My grandfather was in the U.S. Navy. My main mentor teacher was the U.S. captain. He was Filipino, actually, in the Navy. He's so short, it's funny. And then I have a lot of military friends, right? Because that's the nature of the business that I'm in as a teacher. And we want to thank you. And I don't want to forget the spouses and the children also, right? Because they are tagging along for the ride. And it's sad that we don't mention them, and we should often.
Right. I mean, again, life's busy, but that's why we have these little holidays. That's why we have these places where we can stop being busy just for a minute. Right now, I feel like April's influence is hitting me. Right. Thank you, April. And be intentional. Yeah, same as plug. But seriously, be intentional about saying, hey, how can I pay it forward? And they might, of course, the military, most of them, the vast majority are humble and like, oh, no. But they, look, I'm telling you, man, when you walk off, they're like, wow, you can really impact their day because they can. And I think we forget this. They can do whatever they want. They don't have to do this. These are very brilliant people. And so they could go and work at Google or whatever, but they choose. And I think sometimes that's lost on. It's like, well, they just do it by choice. It's like firefighters. I was crazy enough to be one of the 800,000 out of how many, 330 million people in this country. To most people running out, I'm running in, right? And so be grateful. And there's never a missed opportunity. There's never a gesture too small or big, in my opinion, to express that gratitude. And so, and they go through so much, and that's why we're here. Because, and let me share this. And if you have something to add, go ahead. I just want to make sure folks understand how special Rick's Place is, what it really does, and then how they can. And again, go to the website. But this is really impacting people. And there's a lot of amazing people behind the scenes. A lot of folks that, because active military, they got rules, right? They can't really come out. But pretty much everybody who knows about this supports and loves this mission. And us, we don't put everything up here willy-nilly. Did the homework, did the research. And honestly, I can't wait. I cannot wait. This is only 3 hours from Charlotte.
Oh, Shonda.
Yeah.
Okay. We have some time. I'm gonna give a little bit of history, guys. July 4th is Friday. Yes, I'm not working. But July 4th, 1776 is when we officially had a Declaration of Independence. That was the birth of our nation, right? Breaking away from the British rule. So I want to know, what are you guys doing on Friday for July 4th? You can answer that on the text right there on the comment section. And you guys better invite me or send me some like freezer food or something. Go ahead, Mark.
You know what I'm doing on July
Barbecue?
4th? I even got that far. Here's the win. I'm not going to work all day. That's as far as I got. I told my wife, I said, hey, I said about noon. By noon, I'm done. That's all she needed to hear. She don't care what we're doing. I said, oh, that's sad and cute.
I might go to the beach. I don't know. Maybe there's too many people on the beach that day, or maybe I'll just have like a bench on zombie movies. I don't know.
All right, you're in San Diego. Imagine
Yeah.
that half of San Diego went to a local pool. That's how. That's all of our people go right there. There's no beach. Right, you're contained
Oh,
by.
we have a lot of beaches here in SoCal, and you will get tan. And we have the most beautiful people on earth here, like Miami, but they're here in San Diego. But yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. So I wanted to highlight this, and folks, thanks for staying in there. You know, emergencies happen and things happen, and so I'm sure Eric, wishing him all the best. But I'm doing my best to make sure, because nobody tells this like Eric tells this story. But the heart of this is the same. Look, okay, I ain't gonna lie. I almost said almost. I teared up in this interview. So this what go to the Hounds of Business on YouTube, check this, scroll through it at minimum, and be impacted by what this is. I mean, gosh, so this park, 50 acre. It's a 50-acre, 5.5 miles. So it's a real short drive from Fort Bragg. All free. All free. And they have lots of events out there. They have a lot of things that you could do and attach to. There's how do you say that? I know, now this brings out
Batesville.
See, Porky, turned into Porky Pig. I was like, that place in North Carolina. So, not an act. I try. Thank you. All right. So, but I mean, this is just one of many things. And I'm telling you, I mean, I heard people say this, but when I have kids and I see the other military families with children, man, it's like, this is easy. I told him, I said, go ahead and send me the link, man. I said, you got it. I spend $18 a month on dumber stuff. Trust me. I can do this. But you can volunteer. They have sponsorship opportunities, so exposure for companies and community organizations out there that can really get behind this. They have a lot of folks locally, but they're going nationally now. And so, we all get the tax deduction. Don't wait till the end of the year. But more importantly, I think now double check this. He said 88 cents of every dollar goes straight to the program. I've been a nonprofit. That's extraordinary to me. Right? That means they have small overhead and then big impact. And not to get on the bandwagon, but back in the day, they're like, well, you're small. And then I realized, we're small in wasted overhead, but we're huge in impact. Unless you see a vending machine where you could just put money in and good things happen, you got to pay somebody something. But they do. This is not about anything other than filling the void for military families. That's what we got.
Yeah, and April can chime in too, because she's been in the military and have family needs. But often they send care packages and letters to their loved ones when they're gone, right? And so my students often tell me, like, sometimes it's really hard because my family can't go with me, or sometimes we get told, hey, in 2 weeks you're going to be going to Japan and you need to bring your family, and they have to pack up again, so stability actually is not there. But I think that also the positive side is that, because I've seen it on my uncle, is the kids are more resilient because they go from places to places and they're not afraid to make new friends. Like my family is not military, but my husband moves us around before, state to state. And my kids my youngest at least, don't mind. Even my oldest didn't mind if they're like, hey, you're going to have a new school next year. Yay, new friends. And right. My friends are like, why is your kids okay with it? Like, they're not going to miss their friends? And I'm like, no, their friends are not going to go anywhere. There is such thing as Zoom and, FaceTime. Like, what? And they can come back. They can travel if they want to. So we live in a world right now that everything is noisy, but these things that you're showing us with RHF is kind of amazing. Hopefully their founder will be part of the 50 Inspirational so we can blow it up even more.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. Like, we got more to come on this. And again, folks, go and share this website, share it, repost, right? say, hey, you want to support? This is the week. We should do it all, every day. But, this is the week to remember, hey, it comes at a high cost, and the Hounds loves military and allies, right? We got Australians, we got, in the
Yeah.
UK, and there's
UK,
tons of them. Yeah. And so, but this is the event I've been trying to over here find. All right. The July Fun in the Sun event, right? Registration opens. It's for July 19th out there locally. And this is fun. They're going to turn into a water wonderland. They said,
Ooh.
oh, I forgot how they put it, but they're like, dude, it looks like just a ginormous water park. I forgot the one they compared it to. But this, see what I mean? Like, this is it. Kids, families, and constant stress. I mean, for the most part, this is their chance to unwind, to support each other, to come under a safe place with no expectations, nothing, no agendas, no official, nothing. They come in and be their daggum self. And I know it sounds like, wow, but they need it. I could not imagine being away from my daughter and family for over a year.
It's coming up, July 19th.
Oh, very soon. Yeah. And
in 2 weeks.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Fayetteville. Is it Fayetteville, North Carolina? Okay. Also, guys, I forgot to tell you, confronting domestic violence, if you're in San Diego or nearby San Diego, we are taking donations, but also we are having a golf event, July 14th. Here in San Diego. I think it's a Monday, because it's my birthday Friday, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so it's a Monday. July 14th is a Monday. It is, because my birthday is 11th Friday, so I know Monday is the 14th. So if you guys want to come, donate, whatever, it's going to be going towards domestic violence survivor.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. And confrontingdv.org. So confronting domestic violence. We back that, right? That is, I know well, that's what happened. Somebody, it was Tanya Eberhardt, met Agape. She came to me. I put her in the Hounds, introduced her to you, and boom, right? And then people that she knew have worked with us. And now we got an upcoming summit with Nicole Borghi, the second one. See the snowball effect? Oh, see, I can't help
of all kind people in the Hounds. That's what I'm saying. Like, Mike and I literally are doing the same thing differently, because we want our platform to be used for good, not noisy stuff. Something that matters to humanity, right? Like, when you said, most people don't know, like, I hope and pray that when I do pass on, that you guys will continue level up, even if I'm not here, to talk about how to educate the world on kindness and compassion and using your superpower for good, always, right? Yeah.
And by the way, April made a great comment before we close out. And you didn't check the little private chat, but there are a lot of single military members or those who are overseas unoccupied. Yeah, absolutely. And that was something else I just completely forgot. They come out here too, right? Like they don't want to be isolated. So now they get to come out, mingle, and work and talk to and get to know the family. So this is really something special. Go check this out. Support this. I support this 1,000. Appreciate the people behind it. And, we'll have to get Eric rescheduled to come back, because his career is absolutely amazing. And he comes back, and now he's serving again. He's serving in this capacity, which I find remarkable, because I said, hey, how many businesses have you ran? 0. He's been over there serving for 20 years. But it didn't take the man very long to get the game, right? Like, and by the way, I got to go on this soapbox. It won't take long. But it blows my mind. I'm like, listen, this whole thing about not hiring veterans, I still can't believe it.
That is so weird.
It is crazy. Listen,
what do you mean? What? I'm confused.
Folks don't hire veterans. There's,
why?
Then when they get older.
Oh, is it the PTSD? Is it the PTSD that they're afraid of, or what?
The skills and all this. So that's why I went to John Kirkhoff, because John Kirkhoff served in U.S. Army, and very special. They got plot of land. They built a community for veterans that have, mental health needs. They're facing or in homelessness. And this is something that I find remarkable. You know how like monasteries are self-sufficient, where people like they have their farms and their own stuff.
Yeah.
That's what he's created. So he's creating an ecosystem. Yeah, it's amazing. And this is what makes it even wilder. So John Kirkhoff, he helps companies and train them to integrate, right, military veterans to the workforce, to the business arena. That's phenomenal. So he's helping them where they're at now with their skills, with their health and their well-being. But then he's coaching businesses on how to bring on veterans. They're like, in this day and age, you can train people stuff, but where can you find somebody who can learn quickly, who is loyal as you can get out, right, and understands how to maneuver a great culture? It blows my mind. And then you have the whole age thing, right, with corporate, and you combine those two, and it drives me nuts. So I didn't want to get on a soapbox, but yeah, as we grow our capacity, our businesses and community grows. You better believe that you're going to be in the first line, right? Because
BAS is also, I was thinking about that. They don't want responsible mental health. Yeah, I think it's because of the PTSD. Hi, BAS. So definitely, I think that is the reason why. But guys, I do have to go. Like Susanna, she's teaching at the same college that I do now. I've been putting people there in my college. We do have veterans. 95% of our students are veterans. But have an amazing day. Don't sing happy birthday yet. For me, it's going to be next Friday, okay? Okay, right, bye, guys.
I'm leaving too. So we're going to do the 50 Inspirational next week, right? That's official. We're going to have the folks on. Don't sign up for that. It's going to be amazing. And have a happy, bye, CJ. I know you got to go.
Bye.
All right. I'm going to close out too and just say this last little thing. Appreciate you guys sticking in there with us, and go out there, support, whether it's rhfnow.org or anyway. Maybe you support directly. Maybe you reach out to families that you know and just do a nice gesture, whatever it may be. Take this opportunity, honor, and that's it. Appreciate you. And April, thank you for chiming in. All the folks inside, outside the Hounds, people who served, who currently serve, and the families that support them. We love you. We absolutely love you. We appreciate and we see you. All right, you're not alone, and there's amazing folks all around, organizations. And if you're struggling, all right, and it doesn't matter how you're struggling. If you're struggling, I got Boz in here. Maybe he could back it up. All right, he is. He's with you guys. He is also, very accomplished in his military career. And my only thing is, hey, you're worth it. Nothing wrong with you, and it is absolutely a sign of strength to reach out and say, I'm not okay. And so what we don't need is more pain and suffering from folks in secret because for whatever reason, you're not reaching out for the assistance. Find someone you can relate to, find an advocate, find a fellow veteran, military, and my best advice, folks, reach out. You serve, so you let other people serve. Dadgum straight, Boz. Hey, this is one of the toughest men I know. It's okay not to be okay. All right. Hey, lived experience. Hey, we still need you. You're not done. So if you're in that depressive state, this is a hard time for you. It does happen. All right. And reach out. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need some help getting over some of these difficult things that you've been through. And that's our battle cry for you. All right. That's a strength. You came this far. You got a lot of life left in you, and you got impact left in you. Let's go figure that out and realize it. Daggum straight. You're human. Reach out. And by the way, Baz, I always say Baz because I'm a hillbilly, but Baz Porter, fantastic guy. He's helped me along with April Wyatt and all the Hounds. Appreciate you guys a million. We're going to celebrate the freedom and the people who made it possible, and our allies and everybody in between. So, folks, thank you for the day. Thank you for sticking in there, with life being unexpected. And all the military folks, hey, we salute you, we honor you, and we love you. Appreciate you all. We'll see you next week. We will be in detail with the other ambassadors for the 50 Inspirational Connections. This is going next level. And we cannot wait to share it with you guys. We got a lot of surprises coming around the corner. The Hounds Level Up, Pantheon, Build a Connector Community. There's a strategic alliance going on for one reason, to elevate people who have that desire to be somebody and do something special. They're giving up their 401ks, their job, their so-called safety of corporate, because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they want to make an impact. And folks, if that's you, reach out. All right. Hounds of Business on YouTube, Mike Asherbrander, Redneck One on LinkedIn, or you can send me a carrier pigeon, but no strays out there. All right. This ship is taking off, and we want you to be a part of that. If we say something and you resonate, take the baby steps. All right. All right, folks. Appreciate it. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next week. Take care. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.